Hey guys, it is Wednesday, April 1st, so happy April Fool's Day. We're going to be finishing Junie B as Captain Field Day today. Yesterday I posted chapters 1 through 4, and we're going to read 5 through 8 today. So we will be finishing this book. Also, just a reminder, tomorrow, April 2nd at 7 o'clock will be our first online meeting. And remember that it is not required. It's just if you want to join. And our discussion will be one thing you like about working from home and one thing you don't like. So be ready to share something you have liked about these weeks at home and something you have not liked about these weeks at home. So we're going to get started. We last left Junie B getting ready to start field day with her class against room 8. So we're starting in chapter 5. We just saw Junie B become captain, and she has a cape. And the very last thing we saw was that her grandma and grandpa Miller and her mom and dad were at field day. So we're getting ready to start with chapter 5, event number 1. Captain Field Day to the rescue! Captain Field Day to the rescue! I shouted my loudest. Then I zoomed and zoomed all over the place, and my cape flied in the air behind me. These things are marvelous, I tell you. I ran in and out of all the children. Then all of a sudden, Miss grabbed the back of my cape, and she held it very tight. I looked back at her. Yeah, here's the problem. I can't fly to the rescue when my cape is crumpled, I said. Junie B, please, Miss said. You need to settle down. No one needs rescuing. I blew the whistle so we could start the first race. Then the room 8 teacher blew her whistle too. The first event between room 8 and room 9 is going to be a team relay race, she said. Since both of our classes have 18 children today, everyone will get to run. After that, Miss made a line in the grass where the race would start, and she told us the rules. Each team will line up behind this white line. The first person in line will run down to the fence, come back, and tag the next person. The race keeps going on and on like that until everyone in line has run. Does everybody understand? I jumped way high in the air. I do, I shouted. I understand perfectly perfect, because I am Captain Field Day, of course. After that, I hurried to my bestest friend, Grace. You go first, Grace. You're the fastest runner in kindergarten, and so that you have to be in the front of the line. I grabbed her hand and I pulled her to the front. Only too bad for us because Charlotte was already standing there. No cuts, she said. I was here first. I crossed my arms. Yes, I know that, Charlotte, I said. But I'm Captain Field Day, and Captain Field Day needs that speedy Grace to go first. So move it, Missy. Charlotte stamped her angry foot. No, I was here first. I told you, she said real snappy. Then Grace smiled at Charlotte very nice and whispered a secret in her ear. And then, what do you know, Charlotte backed up, and she let Grace go first. Wowie, wow, how'd you do that, Grace? I asked. What did you say? Grace did a shrug. I just said please. I tapped on my chin. Please, huh? I'll have to remember that one, I said. Pretty soon, Miss blew her whistle for us to line up. Is everyone ready? She asked. Yes, we hollered. Then Miss shouted in her loudest voice, on your mark, get set, go! Then, boom, fast as a rocket, Grace started to run. Go, Grace, go, 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 shouted room 9. Grace zoomed to the fence and back again, and she tagged Charlotte on her hand. Go, Charlotte, go, 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 we shouted. We're winning, we're winning, we're winning. After that, Charlotte tagged a girl named Lenny, and Lenny tagged Jamal Hall, and Jamal Hall tagged a boy named Ham, and Ham tagged Polly Allen Puffer, and then all of room 9 kept on tagging each other until finally there were just 3 more runners to go. Ricardo, Junie B. Jones, and Crybaby William. Ricardo made noise like a race car. Vroom, 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 he said. Then all of a sudden, he got tagged, and he took off running, and me and William watched him go. Ricardo runs fast for a boy in cowboy boots, I said. Crybaby William pulled on my cape. He quick whispered a secret in my ear. I'm not good at this, Junie B, he said. I'm not a fast runner. I patted his slow-poke little head. Don't worry, little William. I'm Captain Field Day. I'll save the day. I will run so fast you'll probably be able to walk. Then Ricardo came running back. Here I go, William, I said. Here I go, saving the day. Watch me. Ricardo tagged my hand, and I took off fast as a rabbit. Then I kept on getting faster and faster and faster, and I took off, and I turned around at the fence, and I started running back. Only all of a sudden, a very terrible thing happened. and it's called My Shoe Flew Right Off My Foot. It went way high up in the air, and I ran after it speedy quick, and room 9 shouted and shouted, "Yeah, but you don't even have to worry, people. It won't take me very long to put this back on, because good news, Velcro." I picked it up and waved it around. I put it back on in a jiffy, and I zoomed right back to William. I tapped on him, but he just kept standing there. "Go, William, go!" I shouted. But William shook his head no, and he pointed at room 8. They were all jumping up and down and dancing around. They'd already won the race. Chapter 6, Losing. Room 9 was not a good sport to me. They kept saying it was my fault we lost the race. I stomped my foot. "No, it's not my fault. My shoe flew off, and so what was I supposed to do, run in my sock foot?" Meanie Jim got close to my face. "Yes, you loony bird. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to run in your sock foot." I thought about it. "Well, what do you know?" I said. "It looks like Captain Field Day has learned a little something here." Room 9 did a groan. I backed away from them real careful, or else they might tackle me. I backed all the way to Miss. "They're mad at me," I said. "They're mad because I lost the race." Miss ruffled my hair. "It's not your fault, Junie B. Your shoe came off by accident, and besides, Field Day's not about who wins or loses. Field Day's about having fun." I hung my head. "Yeah, but what's so fun about losing? That's what I'd like to know." Then Miss made an announcement. "Boys and girls, I don't want to hear one more word about winners and losers. Field Day is a day to run around in the fresh air and enjoy the sunshine. We came out here to have fun and get some exercise, and we're not going to care one little bit about who wins or who loses." As soon as Miss walked away, New Thelma skipped up to me. "Room 8 is winning," she said. "Room 8 is beating room 9 1-0. I made a mad face at her. "Yeah, but didn't you hear my teacher? Room 9 doesn't even care who wins or loses. Room 9 just came out here to be able to run in the air. So ha ha on you." "Yeah," said everyone in room 9. Then all of those people gave me a high five, because I had made a good point. Pretty soon the room 8 teacher blew her whistle again. "The next event will be the softball throw. Unlike the relay race, this contest is not going to be a team event. The softball throw is for anyone who wants to join. If you'd like to see how far you can throw the ball, please form a line behind me." Polly Allen Puffer was the first one in line. "I'm a good thrower," he said. "I'm probably the best thrower in room 9. Lenny lined up next. "I'm a good thrower too," she said. "Me too," said Jamal Hall. Then Crybaby William pulled on my cape. He wanted to whisper again. "I'm not good at this event either," he said. "I don't have to do it, right? I don't have to throw the ball, right, Captain?" I put my arm around his shoulder. "No, you don't," I said. "You don't have to worry about this at all, William. Polly Allen Puffer is going to win this thing in a breeze for us." Just then, a boy from room 8 jumped in line. New Thelma did a squeal. "Ooh, it's Strong Frankie. Strong Frankie is the strongest boy in kindergarten," she said. All of us looked at him, and he made a big arm muscle. It was large and round. New Thelma cheered and cheered. "Go, Strong Frankie! Go, Strong Frankie!" she hollered. I tapped on her. "You're getting on my nerves, madam," I said. New Thelma giggled in my face. "That girl's a nitwit, I tell you." Just then, Miss clapped her hands together. "Okay, everyone, we're ready to begin. The first person to throw the softball will be Polly Allen Puffer from room 9. We only have time to give everyone one try, so do your best, okay?" "I only need one try," Polly said. "I've been throwing softballs my whole life." After that, he picked up the ball from the ground, and he wound it up with all his might. Then, bam! He threw the ball as hard as he could. Only too bad for room 9, because he didn't actually aim that good, and the ball went straight down into the playground, and it made a round hole in the dirt. Room 9 stared and stared at that thing. "Bummer," I said. Polly Allen Puffer jumped up and down real upset. "I need another try, I need another try, please, please, please," he said. But Miss gave him a pat on the back and walked him out of the line. I walked over to my best friend Grace. "He blew it," I said. "Polly Allen Puffer blew it." "Yeah," she said Grace. "Just like when you blew the relay race, Junie B." I made squinty eyes at her. Thank you, Grace. Thank you for reminding me, I said. You're welcome, she said back. That Grace does not understand sarcasm. After that, lots of other boys and girls in our class threw the softball too. Roger threw the farthest in room 9, and the ball went all the way to the fence. Room 9 shouted his name real thrilled. Roger, Roger, Roger! The next person to throw was Strong Frankie. He picked up a softball from the basket. He rolled it and rolled it all around in his hands, and he threw that thing with all his muscles. And I did a gasp, because the ball flew all the way over the fence, and we never saw it again. Roommates screamed and shouted and skipped and danced, and they hopped and jumped and twirled, and room 9 slumped our shoulders very depressed. Losing does not feel good. Chapter 7, Skunked. The skipping race came next. Room 9 chose our fastest skippers: Charlotte, Jamal Hall, Grace, Lenny, and Meanie Jim. Those people can skip like lightning. I made up a cheer for them, and its name was Go Skippers, and here are the words. Go Skippers, go Skippers, go Skippers, go Skippers. I cheered real loud in front of room 8 because I thought we would really win this one. But you know what? We didn't. Some of our skippers cried a little. We got skunked, said Lenny. Skunked means our score is a big goose egg. A goose egg is a big fat 0. A big fat 0 is when you're stinking up the place, said Meanie Jim. Miss did not like that kind of talk. Hey, that's enough of that, she said. I'm very proud of you all. You did your best, and that's all anyone can ask. Right, Junie B? Yes, I said. But also, a win would be nice. I sat down, and Miss looked at me a real long time. The tug of war is next. How about another cheer from our team captain to get us charged up? No, thank you, I said. I already did a cheer for the skipping team, and look where that got us. Miss made squinty eyes at me. Try, she said. I stood up. Raw, I said. Thank you, said Miss, and I sat back down. All of us lined up for the tug of war. Room 8 held on to one side of the rope, and room 9 held on to the other side. Miss tied a bow in the middle of it, then she drew a line on the ground in front of each team. Okay, people, she said. Whichever team pulls the bow over their line is the winner. Is everyone ready? Yes, 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 shouted room 8. Room 9 just looked at her. William was behind me. I'm not that good at tug-of-war, Junie B. I never even did tug-of-war before. Join the club, bub, I grumped. After that, the room 8 teacher blew her whistle, and both our teams started to pull. Room 9 pulled and pulled with all our strength. People, people, we're doing it, I shouted. We pulled some more, then all of a sudden we heard a loud holler. It was Strong Frankie, and he yanked the rope as hard as he could. So in tug of war, you have one group on one side and the other group on the other, and they're trying to pull the rope toward their side. Then Lenny and Ricardo fell down in the grass, and the bow went over the line. Room 8 went crazy and happy. They were loud and laughing, and room 9 walked to the water fountain very sad. Then we sat down next to the building, and we didn't talk for a real long time. Finally, Miss came and got us. Come on, boys and girls, there's just one more event to go, she said. She took us to the pull-up bar. The room 8 teacher smiled real big. All right, everybody, it's time for the pull-up contest. Polly Allen Puffer stared at her. Big whoop, he said. Then the room 8 teacher tattled on him, and Polly Allen Puffer had to sit by himself for a timeout. Miss was not happy with us. Okay, children, I understand that you're not in a good mood, but one of the things we learned in field day is to never give up. Room 9 is not a bunch of quitters. Are we, Junie B? I looked at room 9's faces. Pretty much, I said. Miss threw her hands in the air. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to take no for an answer. There must be someone in room 9 who has the spirit to keep trying. Which one of you children has the courage not to give up? What about you, Jamal? Will you try to do a pull-up for the team? Jamal pulled his shirt over his face so that no one could see him. I think that's a no, I said. Miss looked around some more. Grace, how about you? Will you try to do a pull-up for us? No, I can't. I really, really can't. I'm only strong on my feet. I'm not, yelled a loud voice. I'm strong all over my body. Room 9 turned around. It was Strong Frankie. He'd made another arm muscle at us. I stomped my feet at him. "Stop doing that, Frankie," I hollered. "Stop tooting your own horn, 'cause that's not polite. And anyway, room 9 has strong people too. We have people who could do a jillion pull-ups, in fact. So there." Strong Frankie crossed his muscles. "Like who?" he asked. I put my hands on my hips. Lots of people, that's who. Just then a little boy from room 9 raised his hand. "Like me," he said. Then he walked right up to the pull-up bar and he stood there. I did a gasp. The other children did gasp too. 'Cause what do you know? It was Crybaby William. Get ready for the last chapter. Let's see what happens. Chapter 8, William. All of room 9 kept on staring and staring. "Look at his little arms," whispered Grace. "Where are his little muscles?" "William doesn't have any little muscles," said Pollyanna Puffer. "I've seen the wind blow him down on the playground." "Yeah," said Roger. "William doesn't even know what a pull-up is, I bet. Our team's going to look worse than ever." Miss snapped her fingers. "That woman has ears like a hawk." Strong Frankie went first. The room 8 teacher lifted him up to the high bar, and then quick as a wink, he did a loud grunt, and he pulled his chin up to the bar. "1, hollered room 8. He did another grunt, and he pulled himself up again. 2, shouted room 8. After that, he just kept right on going, and room 8 kept on counting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Finally, Strong Frankie dropped to the ground. 7! Strong Frankie did 7! Room 9 sat in the grass real gloomy. William was next. We covered our eyes and peeked through our fingers. Miss lifted him up to the pull-up bar. It was not fun to watch. He just kept hanging there. He didn't even move. Pretty soon, room 8 started to laugh. It was loud and mean, and I made a fist at those people. "Hey, you want a piece of this?" I shouted. Miss snapped her fingers at me again. Then all of a sudden, William kicked his legs. Then he kicked them again, and wowie, wow, wow, his chin went right up to the bar. And that's not even the best part, because as soon as he came down, he went right back up again. I sprang up from the grass. 2, William, you did 2 pull-ups, and you didn't even grunt, I hollered. William went up again, and my mouth fell all the way open. 3, William, you did 3. After that, all of room 9 sprung up from the grass. 4, we shouted. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we shouted. William dangled for a little while longer, then he kicked his legs one more time. 11! It was the happiest day of our whole entire kindergarten. When William dropped down, all of us piled on top of him. William, you did it! You did it! We shouted. Pretty soon we heard a muffly voice. It said, "Get off of me." Then all of us got up and we stood William on his feet. Room 9 danced all around him and tried to lift him onto our shoulders because he was our hero. Only our shoulders kept falling and William's shoes kicked us in the face. Then all of a sudden a bright idea popped into my head. People, wait, I've got it. I know how to show William he's our hero. After that, I whispered my idea to Miss, and she took my cape off my shoulders and pinned it onto William's shoulders instead, just like I told her. William saved the day, I said. William is our superhero. His name should be Super William, I think. William smiled real big, then he zoomed around the playground and the cape flew behind him. Miss smiled. See, boys and girls, see what can happen if you just don't give up on yourselves? Just then, William zoomed back to where we were. But I still don't get it, William. How did you do that? How'd you do 11 pull-ups? I said, because those things are hard. William smiled. I practiced. I got a pull-up bar for Christmas, and I've practiced every day. Just then, William's daddy came hurrying over, and he put Super William on his shoulders. Then all of us marched to room 9, like a happy parade. And here's another happy thing. Our families came and ate cookies with us, and they told us they were so proud of us. My family hugged me, and Grandma Miller hugged Super William too. Grandpa Miller flew him all around the air. William loved that cape, I tell you. And guess what else? I didn't even ask for it back, not for the whole rest of the day. That is being nice of me, I said to just myself. I'm being a good team captain. After that, I laughed right out loud, because what do you know? I was tooting my own horn. The end. So that is Junie B. Jones is Captain Field Day. I hope you all enjoyed that story, and I can't wait to read another story to you. And don't forget that tomorrow, Thursday, April 2nd, I'll be sending a link to your parents so that we can all see each other and talk about something we like about being at home and something we don't like about being at home. So I can't wait to see you.